Welcome back. So last time we left off with Molly having a lesson on Tavina, and that ended up going so south that I decided to get on and give her a schooling ride. We'll just see a little recap and some thoughts that Molly had about her own riding and the lesson. Stick around to the end to see me riding, which is a rare occasion.
Girl.
Check out the last episode for more on a riding lesson and what we're doing here.
How are you feeling up there? Like, what do you think happened?
It was really just her attention today was not there at all. She didn't want.
Case in point.
She was like, it felt like she couldn't get her emotions straight. She wanted to work and she wanted to be forward like she was last week, but she didn't. We had to work all that out. It felt like she had a little bit of residual go that she still needed to work out, but she was so distracted by disco that it just was not it was a very bumpy session.
Yeah. I find it hilarious though right now that she could go fraternize with him, but food's more important than sex. And fair. He's just, I mean, that tracks with her, but it's pretty funny that she's actually now, after all that, not even gonna go talk to him.
It's like, are you serious?
She was just doing because we want to do something. But as far as like the energy and the feelings you felt up there, because I thought that there were some really great moments of like balance and her coming together and
I feel like when she
listening,
was
and then there
corners,
were
and she was listening to me, that was nice. And that was the side where she was like, okay, I want to work, I want to do a good job. And then she remembered that disco existed and that she is a mare, and she was like, screw work. Which, same. But
I mean, I do think it's like we've talked about, horses aren't dumb, they're very smart, but they focus on one thing at a time, and we very much just have to keep their attention. And
it felt like she was bouncing back and forth between wanting to listen and not.
Absolutely. And I just feel like once they're in that mode, they're just like, they're kind of gone. Like because I hopped on and I couldn't exactly get through to her, but there was a lot of tension there. There was a lot of like explosive tension I was feeling up there.
It's like she's thinking, it reminds me of my toddler thinking that we don't understand what they're saying. We definitely understand, you just can't.
I bet you a horse and a toddler have a lot in common as far as tantrums and like not understanding, why can't I just have this thing now? Very ego driven, very id or whatever it is, like our instincts.
Very,
food,
selfishly not understanding why there could be a reason why you can't have something.
Yeah, but at the same time, I know Davina very well knows, but I appreciate that she's willing to warn us. Most horses would be a complete nervous mess in that situation. Like if they were feeling that kind of tension and stuff, they would be very worked up, or if they would probably take off or buck or go up, especially with the tension we were adding into the situation, because I couldn't get her to, like, I felt like she's going to take off and buck with me.
Yeah, I did
if
not
I
think
kept
that the whip
pushing
helped at all. I think it just added more and more tension.
I agree. I think it was adding stress to the situation.
Because then it's pressure coming from all of the sides. She's got pressure from disco on one side, the reins on the other if she's facing away from him, her legs on either side of her, and the whip on her back. Well, not on her back, but it's in the area.
Now, I didn't even use it, but I used to ride in the past with it, and I noticed she would be more forward, and I would use it as such when I needed that, is just to have it.
Yeah.
But I think the only time I used it was to actually touch her shoulder and bring it forward, and like, none of that you're expected to know. I felt like I was in a dangerous situation when she did a little half buck there, or like even a threat. I don't know
She kind of picked both feet up.
Yeah, just a little
hop.
And at that point, I decided I wasn't gonna let her go anywhere. We were gonna just stand there until she decided to go forward. At first, when that was happening, I was thinking forward, like get her to go forward. Like if I could have got her to trot off there, that might have helped us. But since she was so stuck, the other option for you, like if you're in this situation, is to
stand,
take the pressure off.
let the energy diffuse a little bit.
Yeah, she was not breathing. She was, they're in this
she's holding her breath and
overload. Their nervous system is in that fight or flight place, and when they're in that place, their brain's not connected to the rational side of their brain. So yeah, I just had to loosen my reins and stop and plan, I'm not gonna let her move. But then we just breathed together and kind of both of us need to let that tension go. And then she started breathing again, had a little release, and then I didn't kick or anything. I just said, come on, go forward, and then we got it. But
she remembered that he exists.
there it is. Maybe letting them finagle when she's turned out a little bit will diffuse the situation.
So here's Emma riding a dragon, also known as a horse, in heat. This is what people say: when a horse doesn't want to move, they won't. You just have to ask over and over.
Good girl. Good job.
So let's go over what happened here and what to do in a situation like this. For me personally, trotting past this isn't an option. I'm trying not to hurt myself. I have a spine deformity, and riding I can do very minimally, so I don't want to trot here. When you have a horse like this, you want to keep them straight and then try to keep them engaged and bent on the circle a little bit just to get their attention and have them working with you and moving forward. And Davina starts to stick here, and something I could have done better was to not bend her head inwards, but use a stronger outside leg and outside rein. However, I struggle with this because of my leg numbness. So she's absolutely over threshold here and threatens to buck. I am not kicking. She's not breathing. The tail swish is her nerves as well, or frustration. She feels stiff as a statue. I just try to be still here, let go here, start petting her, and just start to breathe. Looks like I wiggle a little bit, but I'm not trying to. I maybe was singing a little song or something to try to diffuse the situation, and that head shake there, that was her releasing a little bit. And again, I wait, and then she just chooses to move forward. All I do is wiggle my legs just a little bit, but I'm not even kicking because I lack strength there. Sometimes your horse needs to stop and process to get out of these things. And I chose not to use positive reinforcement right there, but walk off and then click. I really want my horse's nervous system to release rather than using a treat to do so in these stressful situations we're trying to work through. So then Davina just follows Molly around a little bit. I just want to end on a really good note. And then you'll see what she does at the end here, which is hilarious. She always, messes with the mounting block and tells me it's time to get off and takes me there when I let her. And you can see how I dismount with limited feeling in my legs. I just don't want to dismount blind. So you'll see what I do here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss anything, and happy training!